Hey there, the Biological here, and I'm super excited to be here right now. If you're seeing this right now, it means that you are either on YAYD community on Telegram or on WhatsApp. Today is Monday, 26th of May 2025, and this is 6:37 p.m. West African time. Before I go ahead to share the thoughts I have today, I want to remind you again that 7 p.m. West African time on the 31st of this month, we are going to be having a YAYD moment on Zoom, and our guest is the chairman of Wura Fadaka Global. It's going to be an amazing session. Make sure you share the flyer and the link with every single person you believe should be a part of it. Do well to post it on your status, the flyer and the link, and you never know who will see that, and the session will be a great blessing to them. All right. Now, to the thoughts I want to share today. Don't forget that we've been speaking about the things that are made and the principles that are embedded inside them, and what we can learn from those principles to improve the quality of our lives. And we are doing it in alphabetical order. We started from A. I think the last one we did last week was O, right? And O, after O, we have P, LMNOP, right? And for P, I want to speak about palace. Now, to really drive home the concept of palace, there are two other concepts you also need to understand. One is the concept of domain, right? When you hear kingdom, you're talking about king's domain. You're talking about a king's domain, all right? A king stays in a domain. However, inside that domain, the king has a palace. And the third concept you need to understand after domain and palace is the concept of throne. So a king governs a domain, but inside that domain is zoned into a space called the palace. Now, inside that palace also, there is also a throne, right, which is the place of authority. So we have a domain, we have a palace inside that domain, and then we now have the throne inside that palace. Do you get it? We have a domain, we have a palace, then we have a throne inside that palace. We have a domain, we have a palace, then we have a throne inside that palace. So when we talk about your domain, we are speaking about different areas of influence, right? But there is a domain where God has designed you to function from, right? Because the Bible says that God has made us kings. If you are a king, then you must have a domain, right? So where is your domain? When we are speaking about domain, we are talking about the area of influence that God has designed you to impact. And we have different areas of influence in the world right now. We have government, we have science, we have media, we have entertainment, right? And so many other ones. So you need to know where your domain is. That's the first thing. And after knowing your domain, you now need to zone in to your palace, right? Because when you talk about the domain of media, for example, we have broadcasting. Those are different palaces. We have broadcasting, right? We have journalism, right? Those are different palaces. When you talk about entertainment, for example, entertainment as a domain, for example, we have different palaces inside entertainment as a domain, right? Inside the domain of entertainment, we have music, right? Comedy is there. So there are different palaces inside a domain. So you now need to figure out what your own palace is inside that domain. And once you figure out what your own palace is, you now need to figure out again where your throne is, right? Because inside music, for example, all right, we have entertainment as a domain, and then we have music as one of the palace inside the domain of entertainment. And inside the palace of music, we now have different kinds of music, right? We have hip hop, we have R&B. Are you getting what I'm saying now? All right, so you are gradually zoning into a space of uniqueness from domain to palace, from palace to throne, right? If you don't understand where your palace is, the issue is you will never understand where your throne is, right? Because it is inside the palace you will find a throne, and the throne is the space of authority. God actually designed you to grow to a level whereby you become an authority in a specific space. You were designed to be an authority on a throne. or you will never understand where your throne is. You will never understand what your throne is exactly until you understand the palace that you were designed to function from. All right. So where is your palace? Right. And this is wired into the creation of God. When you see mango, you realize that there are also different kinds of mango. When you see rice, for example, there are different kinds of rice. When you see banana, there are different kind of banana. Are you getting what I'm saying? All right. So you understand that God actually designed you to zone into a space, right? From the crowd, zone into a space, and then function from a space of uniqueness. I believe you get what I'm saying. All right, so we need to first of all find out where your domain is. Are you called into the educational sector? Are you called into the media sector? Are you called into entertainment? Are you called into government? Right, and there are times that God can call you into into more than one domain. Right, God can call you into more than one domain based on the ability that God has given you. And even if God called you into more than one domain, most of the time, if not all the time, you're going to start from one first. You're going to start from a domain first. And when you understand the domain God has called you to, then you zone in. Where is my palace? Where is my palace? Right? It's like saying, okay, so I love mango, right? You can zone in again. What kind of mango do you like? All right. You first of all have fruit, and then inside fruit, you have mango as a fruit, right? Inside mango as a fruit, you now have what kind of mango again, right? So 3 levels there. You have fruit, you have mango, and other fruits, and then you have what kind of mango, right? The same thing. You have domain, you have palace, and then you have throne. All right. So those are 3 levels you must understand. But the first is, where is your domain? Is it education? Is it music industry? Is it entertainment industry? Is it government? Right? If it's music, it means that is your palace. Right? It means that is your palace. In the entertainment domain, where is my palace? Music is my palace. All right. What kind of music have I been designed to become an authority in? Right. Later on, maybe when we get to T and I'm talking about throne, I will show you how to become an authority in a space once you've recognized the palace that God has designed you to function from. Right. So where is your palace? That's the question I'm asking you today. How will you know your palace? You will know your palace by the kind of ideas God brings to you, the kind of solution God brings to you. All right. So, take for example, if you belong to the domain of media, for example, you can begin to receive solution ideas, right? Problem-solving ideas about journalism, for example. That might be the kind of ideas, problem-solving ideas that are coming to you, might be something that will thrive in the journalism space, right? That is how you begin to understand the kind of palace that you belong to. All right, the kind of ideas that might be coming to you might be ideas that have to do with maybe the internet or broadcasting, for example. You might just have ideas that could thrive in the broadcasting space. Right, so media as a domain, broadcasting as a palace, right? And then in broadcasting, you now need to find the authentic you, right? The space in broadcasting where you now become an authority here. I believe you've gotten this. I believe this has been a blessing to you. If this has been a blessing to you, then make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on post notifications so that you can get notifications every other time that I drop videos here for you. This is exclusive for people on YAYD community, either on Telegram or on WhatsApp. The Biological here. I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.